welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I am so excited to film. It is finally time for me to do my full Muse setup. I have been working on this for so long, virtually since the album came out. So I'm just so excited to finally get a chance to put it all away today. Off the top though, I will say I expect this video is probably going to be decently long because I love to yap, but I especially love to yap about Jimin. And I really want to walk through this section because it took me a really long time to figure out what I wanted to do. And if you're interested in hearing about it, I would love to talk through kind of my thoughts of how I wanted to set it up and the challenges that I faced along the way. That being said, if you're not interested in that, I will chapter this video. So if you just want to see the full flip through of what the section looks like without me talking all through it, you can find that at the end of the video using the chaptered sections on this video, because I totally understand that not everyone is going to want to sit here and listen to me talk this in depth about this section, but I'm just really excited about this section. I've been working on it, like I said, for so long, and I think it came together really well. So yes, let's get into it. First and foremost, I expect only really my own subscribers will be watching this video, so I don't feel the need to explain myself that much. But on the off chance that you've never watched a video from me before, I just want to explain kind of what you'll see in this video, because I understand if you don't know me or how I collect, you might be like, what the heck is going on here? Hello, this is a BTS collection channel. I collect a lot of OT7, but Jimin and Tae are my alts, so I do try to collect them basically with a completionist mindset in the chapter 2 solo era, not so much in the chapter 1 era, though I do have a lot of their stuff. I don't consider myself a completionist of chapter 1, but for chapter 2, I am really trying to be a completionist, quote unquote, for their solo endeavors. So that being said, in this video, I hopefully will be able to show you merch from Muse that has his face on it. Basically, every piece of merch that has his face on it, I collected, and hopefully that you will not only find this video entertaining, but educational as well, because like I said, every piece of merch with his face on it will be getting a feature. I'm still not a full completionist on the non-face Korean pops, but that's just a personal preference for collecting. So starting, I have all of the pages in here already. Please forgive the fillers. There are some things that I had to leave in this section because it is just too precarious to pull out. I'm worried about bending them, leaving indents on the pages, and just all in all getting my fingerprints all over it. So do forgive that there are some pre-existing fillers in here, but it's also a cue to remind myself what goes where now that everything has been settled and is ready to be put in permanently. But I always like to start with the first page. For his face section, I start with, I'll just show you actually, instead of describing it. I start with this page from his album because one, it's beautiful, and two, there were no true posters from Face. Now there were posters from Muse, which I will get into, but because of their odd size, I decided to not feature them first in this section. What I instead decided to feature is this. So this is the letter and envelope from the Army Day pop-up event that happened at his pop-up store in Seoul. I made a custom sleeve for it. It says love letters with my love, and then on the back I decided to pull out the heart letter as well and also affix it to this sleeve so you could see everything on display. There wasn't really anything on the back of this part, so I didn't feel like I was losing anything by setting it up this way. And so, like I said, I customized the sleeve and I also customized the page so it would fit perfectly. This is one of the items that came with the mini vinyl record player on the Army Day at the pop-up store event. I was really excited to get this letter, not only because it is adorable, but especially because a lot of the envelopes that get released by Big Hit have wax seals. And while the wax seals are really beautiful, I'm literally terrified of them leaving imprints in the binder. But this is just a sticker, so I just lifted it up as carefully as I could, and I wanted to keep it as a part of the envelope as well. So this time around, I'm just really excited that the envelope got to be featured, not only just in the extension collections, but in the main setup as well. And I just really like how it looks with these face cards in the back. Once you see this page get filled in, I think you'll see why I paired everything the way that I did based on the colors. So starting off, I want to talk about these pages. If you saw my last video, then you would have seen these as well, but they are the 7 pocket pages from Meow Cafe. I did make fillers pages because I personally prefer to have the filler look because they are obviously slim pages, so they are a lot skinnier than other pages that I'm using in this binder. But I thought it was really exciting actually that these pages came out the time that they did, because I had such a difficult time sorting the concepts of Muse. As a little aside, I struggled deeply with organizing Right Place Wrong Person, which you would know if you saw my last video, but Muse as well, because there's just a lot of conflicting colors and concepts that are going on. I personally like to group concepts together as much as possible with the solo comebacks. I feel like in normal BTS collecting in chapter 1, I'd keep lucky draws together, I kept pops together, I kept album cards together, and all of that was fine and well. But in the solo eras, because we have so much repetition, which I understand to an extent, but that doesn't make it any less annoying if I'm being honest. There's so much repetition that it makes it a lot less aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion, to keep a lot of like things together. That being said, this first page is themed based not on their concepts, but on the type of card. But moving forward, you will see everything else is really based on concepts and just what I think looks best together. So I'm a big fan of these 7 pocket pages. They were absolutely invaluable in setting up this section. Like I said, they're from Meow Cafe, and just make sure you follow the sizing guidelines of the sleeves as well, because they need slimmer sleeves. It is the 61mm one. I will put it up on the screen exactly what it is called. Anyway, finally moving into the cards now. We are starting off at the top with the early bird gift PCs from Weverse Global. I love these cards, but obviously I have a special affinity for the right card. This is an insane selfie. Absolutely insane. Obviously, I'm a bit biased because Jimin is one of my alts, but sincerely, I think even he outdid himself this era when it comes to selfie photo cards. They are out of this world adorable. Truly out of this world.
나는 모태 귀여움이라 가만히 있어도 돼.
And so here are the album PCs. So this is the Serenade version, this is the Blooming version, and this is the Weverse album version. The Weverse album didn't have a random, so I have a lot of those cards actually, which you will see featured more than once in this setup. I really tried to cut down on the dupes as much as possible though, which is also a reason why I implemented these 7 pockets, because 7 pockets reduced the need to have repeating cards on every page. Just my personal preference, I would rather put those cards elsewhere. If you've seen my solo collections for Jimin and Tae before, you know exactly what I mean by elsewhere, but you'll find out later in the video if you don't. But yes, the 7 pages are simply invaluable for cutting down on the amount of dupes I need. Don't get me wrong, there are still dupes across this collection, but I also think a lot of these sections leave room for the potential of a vinyl. I'm pretty sure there will be a vinyl. Actually, it's October 2nd today when I'm filming this, and the golden vinyl was announced last night. So I think we'll eventually make our way to Muse, and I would like my setups to be malleable enough that they can change and evolve based on what else will get released. Anyway, this one is the Japan Fan Club Pob, and this is the UMS Pob. Both are hollow, both are gorgeous. I love that these cards come from identifiable events as well. This is from the Mini Moni video, and this is from the last live that the Maknae line and Junie did before they enlisted. So I really like that we have these cards and there's some diversity in the selfie concepts that we are getting. I'm always gonna applaud that. So there's that page. I think it is beautiful, and especially when this page is turned, beautiful start, and makes sense from the face cards transitioning into the Muse section. So anyway, let's keep moving on. For the most part, the theme of this page is more casual selfies. So on this page, we're gonna start off at the top. This is the UMS Japan Lucky Draw, and this is the Army Day PC from his pop-up store. Obviously, they match very cute, and so I wanted them to be up at the top. These are so freaking adorable. Like I said, he just really outdid himself this comeback, which is really hard to do considering look at his templates. He literally never misses, so it's crazy to outdo yourself. Regardless, next up, you've seen these on my channel before, but these are are the Weverse raffle PCs from the Closer Than This event. These are cards that I had originally put in my face section, but I ultimately decided to pull out once I saw that Closer Than This was going to be on Muse. I feel like it makes more sense for them to be in this section. Despite these being face looks, the fact that the backs say Closer Than This, ultimately I think it makes more sense to put them in the Muse section, and the face section is right here. So it's all kind of one binder together, but these are cards that I traded for after someone who won the event reached out to me and we came to a trade agreement, and thus I was able to get these. So I will always be grateful for that person who reached out to me to trade, because these cards are very difficult to get your hands on. And I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, hope they stop doing those Weverse limited raffles. I think they're very unnecessary. And if they want to do them, I think they should do them more like Japan Fan Club does, where you have 15,000 winners. I think that makes a lot more sense than limiting it to 200, which these were limited to. So I really hope that these raffles become a thing of the past, especially as OT7 comes back, because they're the worst parts of collecting for these comebacks by a lot. So I'm so grateful to have those in my collection because they're very cute selfies. And seriously, this is one of my favorite Jimin PCs of all time. But please stop with the raffles, Weverse, or at least expand the winners in the way that the Japan Fan Club does. Anyway, moving on, we have these softer, non-performance concept selfie cards. This is Power Station, and this is the Weverse Lucky Draw. Me and everyone else absolutely died when we saw this photo. The chick PC is just so cute. A chick holding a chick. It literally cannot get better than that. So there's this page. I really like how it looks. These, like I said, are just fillers from the album. I think the colors mostly go because there's a blue emphasis on this page. But like I said, the overall vibe of this page is intended to be more casual selfies. So this page is intended to be a performance selfie page. I felt like they gave a very different vibe than these ones do. Like I said, these are kind of softer colors, softer moods, whereas these are like, I am the global it boy. So I really like how this page ended up. Starting off, we're going to start with his Target exclusive PCs. Now, I cannot tell you how happy I was when I saw that these photo cards were selfies. The rest of the US exclusives were all concepts. So getting to collect these from Target was such a joy. I think they're just so beautiful. Like I said, I keep saying it over and over again, but like he really did not miss with these selfies. He outdid the outdoer. Anyway, moving on, this one is the Soundwave Lucky Draw. This is the Japan Fan Club raffle. It is very, I think, novel for a PC. I've never quite seen a PC like this, and I actually really like it. I think it's so cute that the doodles still exist on this mirror to this day, waiting for Jimin to come home. So I think that's a sweet part of the Muse history as well. And I'm really happy that we got that in photocard form. And then this is so gorgeous. It is a hollow Japanese Lucky Draw from the Japan Fan Club. Absolutely obsessed because this is actually my preferred hollow. My favorite hollow is the Heart Hollow, a la the OG Japan Fan Club renewals. I absolutely love the Heart Hollow. I think it is so gorgeous. So I was so happy to see a return of that hollow heart pattern. They do it sometimes, but not always. Obviously, the Japan Fan Club and UMS POBs are not in that hollow pattern, so I'm really happy that we got that hollow pattern from the Japan Fan Club for the lucky draws. And then finally on this page, we have a Make Star Lucky Draw, and we have a repeating Weverse album. So my intention here is I have no idea what the vinyl PCs will look like. It's my expectation that they're going to most likely be concept cards. Layover were concepts, Golden was concepts. Face, they did repetitive whitewash selfies, so I hope they don't do that again. I would honestly rather get concepts than what happened with the Face vinyl. D-Day did have original selfies, so it's never a zero chance that we're gonna get concepts, but I just kind of feel in my bones that we're gonna get the floral blooming look for the Muse vinyl. But on the off chance that we don't, and it is more of a performance selfie, it will go on this page and this card will get removed because it is a repeating feature already in the collection. But that's okay. I really just love how this page came together. And I hope you understand my vision of kind of performance and action selfies that were taken versus the softer, comforting selfies of this page. So those are the first two pages that really start to include the benefits outside of the initial pre-order benefits from global and Japan. And we move on next into the flowers. There's so many flowers and I am not mad about that. I do really like the flowers, but there is such a difficult amount to work with. And not only that, the photo card backs I have a bit of a gripe with. They're beautiful on their own. I'm obsessed with this. I even like these two colors. However, I think a lot of the backs really clash with the concepts of this album, but specifically the blooming version of this album, like this red and this green. And then if I had the flowers on this page, it was really throwing me off. So what I decided to do for the next 3 pages, which all involve the blooming concept. Yes, there's 3 pages worth of the blooming concept. I decided to use white fillers, and sometimes I feel like white fillers to me are admitting a bit of a defeat. It means that I couldn't figure it out, but ultimately I think it is the right decision considering the backs. These backs actually like reflected on this page, but the subsequent pages, they absolutely had to be covered. Otherwise I was going to lose my mind. So starting off with this concept, this is the yellow back concept, but also the blooming version, specifically when he's wearing the tan jacket, which he almost never was. There's only 2 photo cards of him wearing the tan jacket in front of the floral background. So you can see where my frustration begins, because if there's only 2, how am I going to pair that with the black suit and the white shirt and tie blooming version? So I just decided to give the tan jacket its own page because I simply could not take it. And I honestly really love how this section came together. So this is a Weverse lucky draw. This is obviously a repeat of the blooming version album card, which I'm okay with. I think it has a very cute place on this page. And then this row is him in front of the flowers. So this photo specifically is the special gift event PC from Weverse. It's historically been known as the PVC card, and honestly I will call it the PVC card forever to differentiate it in my brain, but obviously these are not PVC anymore. I don't think they've been PVC since Layover. I feel like they really haven't been PVC since, but forever it will be the PVC card to me. And then this is the clear hollow PC from the Japan fan club, which was also a POB when you pre-ordered. I didn't want to put it on the original pre-order page because I just thought it stuck out so much. It was just kind of a random concept card on the rest of those selfies. So that is why it's on its own section. And then this is a dupe of the Weverse special gift PVC card. I was talking about this with my friend, but we were joking how that's a piece of army history that really should be preserved, because in a couple years, people who agree with me that they will call it PVC forever will still be calling them the PVC special gifts. And people trying to collect those cards are going to be like, those absolutely are not PVC cards. Where did you even come up with that? But seriously, it will always be in my mind that these first week post album release cards are PVC. So whatever. This card is from Japan fan club. It is one of the lucky draws. Thought it paired very well with that one. It's obviously the concept version basically of that selfie card, and I wanted to put it down here. And now this card is the Weverse digital download PC. It is not official, obviously, because it's the digital PC. When you scan the QR code on the Weverse album, I typically don't put replica PCs in my collections, but because this literally does not exist, it only exists in digital form, I really wanted it on this page. 1, because I feel like it fits really well on the page, but 2, it feels like one of the cards is missing despite it being digital. So I printed it out on moo.com and I actually gave it this really fun background that you don't even get to see or enjoy. But I really like this replica of the digital PC that I made because I wanted it featured, because to me, it's an official part of the comeback despite me having to print it myself. So there's this card, and it's gonna go right here, I think, as a nice mirror to the Make Star Lucky Draw. So that's this page. I really like it. I really tried to intentionally pick fillers that pulled in the yellow, because not all of the flowers, obviously there's no yellow on some of the blooming version looks. So I really tried to find pages in the photo book that incorporated some of the yellow as well to kind of pull this whole page together. And I really think it did beautifully. And obviously if there is a final PC of him in the tan jacket, this dupe will get the boot boot, and this page will be reorganized to accommodate that concept. But as you can see, like I said, I'm trying to leave open spaces that will make it possible to easily just slide in a vinyl PC. Like he would be the one that gets moved. He would be the one that gets moved, just to make my life easier when that finally comes out, because I just don't want to sit around waiting for the what ifs of what that PC possibly could be, because it'll probably be a year from now before it's even released, and I want my sections nice and complete. So I'm just simply not going to worry about what the vinyl PC looks like and do what I can to prepare best for it. Okay, next is what I like to call the country white top tie page. He was really feeling himself in this outfit and I love it, as he should, as he should. But I didn't want to mix the black look with the white look because there was such a weird amount of these cards. I believe there are 6 different looks of him in this white shirt look, so there will be 1 dupe on this page, but it's simply just why the 7 pockets made more sense. So it's 1 dupe versus 3 dupes if I was putting it on a 9 pocket page. This first one is the Kakao PC. It really reminds me of the lyrics from Nuts. Always on that fucking katak. Every time I look at this card, honestly, don't like the fact that I had to buy a katak PC, but listen, I had to do what I had to do for Jimin. This is one of the Barnes & Noble exclusive PCs. It will also be the dupe that is featured because I bought Barnes & Noble, I think 4 times. I think so. And then I had a bit of trouble getting all of the versions, but I ultimately was able to trade for full sets of everything. So for Weverse USA, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, if I bought multiples, I did everything that I could to make them full sets as opposed to having some versions more than others, but that's besides the point. Next up is a Power Station Lucky Draw. Really like this. I love seeing him hold the guitar. I think it's so cute. Really reminds me of that Ken video. So adorable. And then next up is the UMS Lucky Draw, just a random zoomed in concept photo. The concept photos I feel like that they chose for the Japanese Lucky Draws were a little odd because as you can just tell, they're obviously just super zooms of the concept photos. In fact, I didn't even realize this till I looked at it in depth now. It looks like it's literally just a super zoom of the Power Station Lucky Draw. Is it? Yes, it is. This is the exact same card, just super zoomed in. Oh God, I hate it. I hate it. Whatever. It is what it is. Anyway, next up, this is one of the Walmart PCs, and I thought he looked really nice here because these are kind of standing. This one's a little closer, and obviously that one's hella zoomed out. So I was trying to figure out his positioning best on this page. But like I said, this is the 1 dupe on the page. So if one of the vinyl PCs is in this concept where he's wearing the shirt, this is the one that will get the boot. And then finally, this is the regular Weverse Global POB PC. At least one of them. I really wish Weverse Global would respect us more and not do concept POBs, but I guess that's asking too much, isn't it? Despite all of that, I really love how this section came together, and as you can see why I'm doing the white fillers, it's so this page is the focal feature and not having to look over here and see like a bright yellow, a bright red, a bright green. I just hated how it looked because these are so dreamy when they are the focal point. So that is why I did the white sleeves for all of these blooming concepts, because in a vacuum they are beautiful, and meshed in the rest of the collection I don't think they fit as well. So they have to have their own little features. I'm sure you can guess what's next based on these fillers, but yes, it is the black tie look. There is a dupe on this page as well, but this first one is the Weverse Global POB. The other one, I have a lot of these. I really overpulled this version over the white shirt version, so this is not the last time you will be seeing this PC. This is the second Barnes & Noble PC. I didn't even realize it's going in the same spot as the other Barnes & Noble PC did right there, so that's fun. And then this is the Weverse USA exclusive PC with the guitar. Once again, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it's guitar and guitar as well. It's funny how that all worked out, but I love that PC for reasons that I just stated.
Yes, I do.
Next is the Power Station application PC. I love this. I feel like concept photos can be so hit or miss, but I think that one's so funky and fun. Next up, this is the Walmart PC, the other one, which literally, is that also the counterpart? In general, it seems that they're almost directly matched with each other on both pages, so that's fun. This is once again a dupe of the Barnes & Noble photo card, and then this card is the other Weaver's PVC card. So that is the Weaver Special Gift PC. I really like how this page came together. I did the darker flowers on purpose. I think the darker ones look better with this outfit. And then as you can see, these fillers are the lighter ones because there are some photos like here where the flowers are really lit up and they look a lot brighter. So that's why that's this page of fillers. And then this page is the darker one. I really love how this all came together. And that's actually the last page for the 7 pocket pages. I think they look so gorgeous, but keeping in the same vein of kind of the smaller moved over look, I do have a 9 pocket page which comprises of all of the Serenade version, and normally I super do not like this look of all of the photo cards being pushed over to the left side. However, it did aid me in this setup because as you can see, this Meow Cafe page ends right where the Prism Platinum page of the photo cards hits, and then what you're supposed to do is put fillers here, and I did think about putting fillers here, but because these fillers were going to be determinative of literally every single page that you looked at when that is on this side, I decided to leave this empty because the page following, I really like what peeks through. So I will put this page away so you can see exactly what I mean, but I'm intentionally leaving this filler list because I like the fact in this instance that they're all pushed to the left so you don't see a photo card when these are flipped peeking out. So for this page, like I said, it is the Serenade version, and there was a perfect 9 amount. No, I'm lying. There is one dupe, this dupe, because I pulled this card 3 times. So it is getting utilized again, and I'll just say it again. It'll go if there's a vinyl PC. But starting off, I thought the black and white ones actually looked pretty nice in the corners. Both of the black and white lucky draws come from Soundwave, and I think they still really fit on this page. I'm a big fan of how this page looks. Despite being, I think, slightly more partial to the blooming version, I really like this version as well. So this card is the Weaver's USA PC, and I'm trying to keep the red looks versus the blue looks different. So all the red looks are gonna go here, and the bluer looks are gonna go on the sides with the black and whites because I feel like that's where they look the best. This is Make Star Lucky Draw, really cute, and I think, like I said, just mirrors the black and white nicely. I don't think the black and white stands out in any particularly egregious way, so as a little fun here and there thing, I don't mind it. Here is one of the UMS super zoomed in concept lucky draws. There's nothing we can do about it. It's just what happens, unfortunately. Here's yet another one. This one though is hollow from the Japan fan club. So I put it in the middle because it's the 5 pattern with the blue and black and white looks, but also is, I believe, the most zoomed in on this page. So it kind of just had to be a focal point. I feel like the middle card has to be either the most zoomed in card or the most zoomed out photo card. Otherwise it really throws off balance of everything else. And as we know, this is the Weaver's Early Bird photo card. I'm so happy I pulled it 3 times, honestly, because it is getting used in every section of my Muse collection. Next up, we have a Make Star Lucky Draw, more Guitar Mimi content. I absolutely love it. Next up, I think is such an awkward zoom. This is a Weaver's Lucky Draw. So funny, but sure, I guess. It looks good on the page. Sure, I guess I can't complain because it all came together. And then finally, as I said, both of the black and white lucky draws are from Soundwave. So that rounds out this page. Like I said, I really like it. I think it came together beautifully. There are 8 cards in this version, so there is room for a vinyl PC. And if not, I love how it looks. And when you close it like that, I don't think any of the photo cards distract you from what you're supposed to be looking at. So I'm a big fan of this setup. And next up, that is all of the photo cards. We are going into large inclusions now, which which I think I honestly had an easier time sorting than the photo cards, which is kind of crazy, but it's true. I feel like you can really see what I mean by the conflicting card backs just by looking at this. And so imagine if that beautiful blooming version was on this side. It just was really throwing me off and ruining it for me, which is why I did the white sleeves instead. So I feel like it's fine on pages like this. I don't think it stands out too much, but on that concept specifically, it was driving me nuts. Anyway, next up, the first page we have is the instant photo set. This is Serenade, this is Blooming, Blooming, Serenade, Blooming, Serenade. I really like the photos, but honestly, I don't enjoy this kind of merch. I find them annoying to deal with, quite frankly. When I was first opening albums, obviously I had bought enough to eventually get some full sets, but I got a lot of dupes with these instant photos, and because they're such an odd size, I honestly would just rather not. I wish cards like this were more of the 4x6 postcard size. I think that's my favorite kind of large inclusion, something that fits nice in a 4-pocket page is definitely my preference over having to get out 6 pockets like this, but it's fine. It all worked out in the end. I just thought having the instant photos and not the photo cards themselves be the random item of the album was an odd choice, but I guess nothing they ever do with merch really ever makes sense. So it's fine. And altogether, they certainly do look extremely beautiful. So there's that page. I think it looks nice contrasting with the crazy backs. And most importantly, this is what you see instead of any kind of filler. And I really like that because I think it's neutral enough to not distract, but still kind of feels like the album because you can see little peaks of the concept colors. So big fan of how that looks. And that is intentionally why I put that bigger page there and ignored doing fillers on this page because I just couldn't get something that I thought worked. So that is that setup. They're all kind of mixed in, but this is where I thought it looked the best because I liked the mirroring kind of vibe of how I set those up. So next up, we have a stack of postcards, which we will go through. This first page is rather fun. So this is one of the postcards from the postcard set. Obviously, it doesn't have his face on it, but I think it's such a beautiful little design, and I really like it featured at the front here. There were some seriously beautiful concepts and merch for this comeback. And then this is the photo card sticker from the pop-up store. You had to buy a certain amount and not entirely sure to get the photo card sticker, and then also the bookmark. As you can see, I didn't take it out just because it was very difficult to get in here and I don't want to disturb it. So this is the bookmark and this is the photo card sticker, both of which you had to buy a certain amount for at the pop-up store to be able to get. I obviously just bought both of them on resale. Also, as I'm putting this in, I can feel something on the back. I forgot to say I put one of the Weverse album cards on the back as well because it was a plain white back. I thought it was kind of boring, and I also didn't really have another spot to put this thing, so I just affixed it on the back, which you'll see when I flip the page, because I always try to make, when I use these 3 pockets, both sides of the page look really nice. Sometimes it's impossible to do, but when I can, I really try. I'm sure you can guess from the post-it note that is on this. This is the Line PC raw photo. I really regretted ultimately not getting Face's Line PC, so I made it a point this time to definitely get the Line Music photo for Muse. I have covered it, but you can figure out what it looks like. It's not that hard. Everyone discloses them on Twitter nowadays, but for the purposes of these videos, I never want to be the reason why someone gets scammed because a screenshot of my binder is used as proof of ownership or something like that. So I will just continue to keep it covered, but I'm going to put it on this side. And then as I kind of showed you, this is the mount from the Japan fan club. I really like this more subdued blue look. I think it's really cute. I actually probably prefer that color of blue over the teal color of the blooming version. So I'm happy that got featured. Okay, there is that in there. And then I just switched the postcard from internally being on the sleeve to externally being on the page. And I'll just remove that when I'm done filming. I don't keep them covered, obviously, when I'm looking at them, but for filming purposes and when you flip pages back and forth and do tours, it's just much easier to already have it covered than digitally trying to do it. So that is is the line PC and the start of the postcard page. And then on the back, as you can see, I just love how these look together. I think it's really gorgeous. And then you still see the artwork on this postcard as well. And then finally, there are the remaining postcard sets. So it's these two that actually had his face on it. A lot in the blooming concept, as we have noted. So that's why I just feel in my heart of hearts that the vinyl PC will be the blooming version, but happy to be proven wrong. Happy to be proven wrong with the cutest selfie in the world, just like we were so pleasantly surprised with the D-Day vinyl photo card. I would love that to happen with the Muse one as well. But there are those two, and then this is the UMS postcard. They always do a postcard. It's just their shtick. I don't know. I'm happy to have postcards though. Like I said, I do enjoy the larger inclusions, and I think it really rounds out this little postcard section. So next up, I actually have a full page to enter into the picture, and it's because I simply could not take these out again. They were hard enough to get in the first time. So this is a page that obviously has the QR codes from the albums, but these are stickers that you got at the pop-up store as well. I think you also had to spend a specific amount of money and you were able to get them. So whenever I bought a full pop-up set, that's just what I did. I made sure everything was included in that bundle, and so I got everything you could, and I wanted to feature the stickers because I think they look really beautiful. But I'm sure you're aware, if you collect, stickers could be very difficult to store, so I thought this was a nice solution. This is an 8-pocket Meow Cafe page, and I'm using my hollow fillers that I also front to backed, because as part of the Weverse gifts, you also got these logo stickers, which I just thought were so cool. I really wanted to feature them in this collection. As you can see, they kind of got a feature here as well. I actually ended up using them all. I had the perfect amount to do this, so I don't have any leftovers. I put them exactly where they needed to go, and it was the perfect amount. So I was very happy about that, and I just love how this page looks. Next up, we've got this 4-pocket horizontal page, and it has a lot of fun logo stuff on it as well. So starting off with the Yes24 logo tickets, I did not get these for face or for literally anything else, but I honestly really liked them. And when I saw some people who did have them, I made it a note to myself that for the next comeback for Jimin or Tae, I was going to pre-order the Yes24 tickets because I think they're just really cute. I have 2 of them, so I'm gonna utilize both sides to show. And I just made a custom sleeve with my fuse tool to be able to fit in here. And then, like I said, I'm using the Meow Cafe ones because I really like that they're side loading and nothing is gonna fall out or anything, because those tickets specifically are just like the perfect fit. Next up is the ticket for the pop-up store. I think everyone got these. I don't know if this was Army Day. No, I think it was for sure for the pop-up because I saw a lot of these and it was just too cute not to collect. So I'm really happy that I have this ticket from the pop-up event. I believe that every person who entered got one. I also got one of those roses too that they were handing out. They weren't real roses, they're fake, but they are blue and they have like the logo on the wrapping as well. I also got one of those in that big bundle of things that I got, because like I said, I was really trying to just get everything in one go. So here's the back side of the Yes24 logo ticket, so we can feature this color as well. I think it really pulls in the stickers on the left side of the page as well. Big fan. And then this is literally just the butt of the poster.
가미 여러분들이 실망하지 않게 군대 가서 제가 지금 열심히 엉덩이 만들고 있는 중입니다. 이걸 보실 때쯤은 제가 보통이 아닙니다, 지금.
The reason I did that is because I did cut the posters to get them to fit in this section, and then I realized that it kind of cut at a perfect spot. So I just figured I would put it here because I don't have anything better to put here. There's nothing else really this size that I have that would fit. So this is literally the cutoff butt part of the poster. But why not? I'm technically displaying the whole poster, right? It's just not all in one piece. I also just think it really pulls the yellow together at the top. So we've got like the bright yellows, and then we've also got this blue color on display. I really like how this page ended up looking. It was a little bit difficult figuring out what exactly I wanted to do with items this size, but this 4-pocket page really came in handy. It's a little annoying that these are flipped on the back, but whatever. Not everything can be perfect. Next up, you might think is a a little silly, but I am that extra, I fear, when it comes to my Jimin and Tae solo collections. So these were also things that you could get at the pop-up event. They're basically stamp challenges. And you may be asking yourself, why do I have two? Well, that's a very good question. Why would someone need two of these? It's because when I bought my pop-up set and I received it, I didn't obviously get an in-depth photo of everything. It was just some person who went to the event, took a photo of everything on the floor and then sold it to me, you know? So I didn't realize until I got it that this person actually did not complete the stamp tour mission. And yes, I am that level of extra that bothered me enough because it felt like I was putting a quitter into my collection. This person could have had a very valid reason of not completing the stamp tour mission. I'm not saying that, it's fine. But I knew once I saw that this was incomplete that I really wanted to get one that had all the stamps on it. Because as you can see, this one is missing the official, like, you finished Blooming Serenade stamp. So when I found this for inexpensive on Mercari Japan, just being sold by itself, I snatched it up because I was like, I want both of them. I want a completed look and then I want that as well. And thankfully these fit really nicely in the Meow Cafe 2 pockets. They just slide right in. So that's what I did. Is it extra? Yes, it is incredibly extra, but it just felt wrong having one of the stamp tour missions be so incomplete. I just didn't like seeing it. So we get to feature it on both sides now and it's fine. A totally normal, rational, reasonable thing to do, I know. But nothing else is also this size either. So I just thought it fit perfectly that once I saw this pop up by itself fully completed, I could not help myself. I needed to get it so it could fill in the pocket page, but also I could have a complete stamp tour mission. Okay, we are almost done with the large inclusions. Next up is this 3 pocket page. This is probably the page that I am the most on in this entire collection, but I need a place to put the Weverse album postcard. And so that's what I'm doing. This is the postcard. This is actually basically just the Weverse album page because these are those strange Weverse album 3D instant photos. Obviously I cut these, but sincerely, I bought the Weverse album like 5 times, so I have plenty. I have a full intact set. It's okay. And so I figured why not display these because he does look super cute, but really the only solution I found to these inclusions was cutting them, and they fit better in the 3 pocket versus the 4 pocket, which you just saw before. So it was like, how am I gonna fill these 3 pockets and that 4 pocket? And this is ultimately what I decided to do. Again, it's not my favorite solution, but for now it works. And who knows, maybe there will be larger inclusions that come out from the vinyl or other merch associated with the Muse release that will fix this. But for now, this is definitely the least satisfying, but I still think it works. Okay, next up is one of the posters. So you can see what I mean when I say the butt of the poster was cut off. That's how it's supposed to be, but it is too tall for these pocket pages and these binders in general. So I just decided to trim at the bottom and utilize the base of the poster elsewhere. But these are really beautiful posters. I'm really happy that we got them this time around since we were denied posters for Face. But at the same time, I wish it was a more standard size because it's such a skinny little poster, but then it's so long as well. So it's just kind of awkward and is why I didn't want it to be my starting point of this collection, but still happy to have them here in the back. And then once again, I have another full set of the 3D instant photos because why not? Why not display them? I had enough to do 2 full sets, actually 3 sets, but we're not going to talk about what happened to that set, okay? It was before I realized the Prism Platinum 6 pocket pages fit these intact, so it's not completely lost. I actually gave it to my friend because it's still usable, but let's just say they're not necessarily detachable anymore. So I did at one point have 3 full sets, but now I only have 2 and a partial set. I think I would have a 4th set, but I think I'm missing like 2 of them. So maybe one day I will track down or just keep my eye on trades of who needs what of the instant photos. So maybe I can complete another set, but I don't think I would put a 3rd set in this section anyway. We'd probably go elsewhere. So I'm very happy and content with the way that this looks. I think it looks really nice with the black back of that poster. And then last but not least, the final inclusion in this main section for now, poster from the Serenade version. So I'll be doing the same thing. As you can see, the bottom of the poster was similarly cut off, but both of them cut off in a beautiful spot, so I guess I can't complain, all things considering. And there we go. That ends that section. So now I know you're wondering, if you know the merch of Jimin's Muse template, there is obviously a piece of merch that is glaringly missing if I'm going to claim that I have everything with his face on it. Well, the Love Letters to Jimin raffle card is currently missing from this collection, but it is en route. So it will be in the next clip of this video, and the next clip is the part that will contain the full flip through. The reason that I just simply could not wait for the love letter raffle photo to come in is because, as I said, it's October 2nd. I have time to yap and talk through this collection this week, but next week when that photo is set to arrive, I do not have the time. So I figured I would do the main putting away and talking and explaining now, and then the video will cut to, so it'll all be one video for you, but the video is going to cut to future me doing the formal flip through of the binder and also showing you the love letter to Jimin raffle photo. So let's cut to future me so we can see it all put together. Hello, oh my gosh, I'm back from the future. It's been 8 days since I last filmed that main video, and dang, am I happy that I did, because I do not have time this week to be doing this, but I wanted to finish this video up because I finally got, drumroll please, this beauty in the mail. Here is his raffle card for the Muse era. It came in this very cute little envelope. This sucker was really on, really on, so I didn't want to lift it off because it was not moving. So instead, I just kind of sliced it at the top here so I could slide out the card and keep the envelope as preserved as possible. And I'm going to put this in the next binder you're going to see. So I'm just going to move it out of the way. But as I talked about in earlier clips, this wax seal is too raised, in my opinion, to be put in this binder. So I will be putting this envelope in the next binder you're about to see as the video goes on. But as for this one, it is a rather strange size. It's bigger than a mini PC. It's basically the size of these instant photos. So I thought that the best place to put it for now would be here with some washi tape, because I know I keep saying this, but it really is true when you're trying to complete a whole collection, that when not everything has released yet, it's kind of hard to finalize things. So I do know that a vinyl will eventually come out, and it is likely that there will be larger inclusions of some kind. There was for Yoongi's, and I think there's going to be postcards for the golden one. I still haven't received my layover one yet, so I cannot remember if there are, but there's a chance there will be larger inclusions. And so if that is the case, it might get integrated in there. It might stay here. I'm not really sure, but I thought that this postcard in particular was a nice framing of this card and made it so it didn't have to kind of exist on an island by itself, because, well, this is basically the same size as these. They can't go in sleeved, and I'm definitely not gonna not sleeve this card for obvious reasons, so I figured going here would be the best bet. So I'm just gonna put washi on the sleeve like that, and then I'm going to line it up kind of like a frame. Yay, so there it is. I think it's so cute. I'm so happy that this last piece for now joined my collection, and I think this is the right spot for it for now. Who knows, inspiration may strike in the future, but I like keeping it here nice and safe for now. It's double sleeved and affixed onto that sleeve, so I think it's got a lot of coverage and protection, and I think it looks really nice right there. So now it is time to get into the final flip through of the section, what it will look like for the time being. So let's get back to the front and begin. that is the full flip through of the main collection for now. I'm going to send it back to FASSme to do the final flip through for the extension collection. Okay, and oh my gosh, we're back in the past. And now that the formal flip through has taken place, I'm sure long-time viewers of my channel know exactly what's coming next. The extension collections, of course. Everybody booed, everybody cheered. I don't know. You might think I'm really nuts for doing this, but it's part of my way of not wasting all of the albums that I buy. I really try to find a use for every single album that I purchase. I don't want to have anything from these comebacks to go to waste. So you might be like, what the hell are these? Well, I saw these on Twitter actually, and it was one of those like Korean only forums by a K-Twit seller who I think does group orders that if enough get ordered, then the item goes into production. I believe that's what was happening with this order. So I'd seen it on Twitter, and one thing about me is I do not enjoy joining goes. And most of the time when you have to fill out some sort of website form, you need basically a Go manager who has a K proxy to do it for you. So I never joined them. I literally never joined them for those cute like little acrylic things that get made. I did get a little acrylic recreation of Yoongi's guitar from the D-Day tour, but I didn't join a group order for that. I waited until there were extras left over and then bought them because I just simply do not enjoy joining group orders anymore. It's something that I will legitimately avoid at all costs. So what I did instead when I saw this form was wonder if Pasteable could do it for me. Pasteable is the proxy website that I personally use to get all of my merch from Korea. And so I was just curious. I wasn't really invested. I obviously like to look at them enough to risk them being able to purchase it, but I was honestly really curious to see if they could pull off a Twitter form, and they did, and they came. So it all worked out for me in the end. I, of course, because it's Jimin, wasn't able to choose which one I wanted. So I also have the Serenade version of the A5 as well. It is super beautiful, actually, like gorgeous. And then the inside is really like my favorite part for both of them. I just think it is so beautiful. In general though, like I said, I do have a slight preference for the blooming version. So the blooming version is what I did. Don't worry though, I'll definitely find a use for this A5 binder. But this beautiful baby is the A5 extension collection. Now, this time around, obviously there's still a lot of non-random cards because the album photo cards are non-random. Obviously, with the amount of albums that I buy to support the comeback, I end up with a lot of dupes. And I'm also in the future going to use this to put more of the large inclusions. As you just saw through that flip through my binder, I don't have every large inclusion stored, but I think the A5 will be my solution. But currently, I am not with my main collection materials, so I don't have the right A5 pages to be putting away those inclusions. But just as an example, here's some of the leftover stuff I have. These will definitely fit in my 2-pocket pages. So I think that's what I'm gonna do in the back, because I tried so hard to get these to work in my main collection. I just felt like they didn't fit the vibe. I think they threw everything off. So I will be putting these in the back of this binder. So this A5 extension collection will actually have more of a role in the main collection than my face one currently does. But at this moment in time, I just don't have the right supplies, and it's just not worth it to buy extra supplies to make sure I had gotten it done for the video, because I know I have that stuff in my actual real home. So I will be waiting until then. But I just wanted to take you through a little flip through. These are all dupes. And then I did decide to repurchase some of the selfie cards because, as I've said 5 times already, he really outdid himself with the selfie photo cards. So I didn't rebuy all of the selfie photo cards because, I mean, obviously I was not rebuying the Closer Than This Travel PC selfies, but if it was feasible at the time, I did, because a lot of things that I was buying, especially from the pop-ups, were selling some of the lucky draws as well. So when it was possible, I did rebuy some of the selfie cards, which is not something I did last era, but I certainly am not upset to have more Jimin selfie cards. So these are obviously the Korean and Japanese pobs. They look really cute. And also you can see the backs on display. You'll really be able to see the issues that I had with making the colors work. These are all the Korean lucky draw selfie photo cards that I intend intentionally resourced, except for this one. This one obviously came from the pop-up event because that was where you could get the Weavers Lucky Draws in person. But I went out and bought these 3 again because I think the page looks so cute. And then look, you get literally the full rainbow, which is nice, but just doesn't always look good when it is paired with a corresponding page. I actually don't think it looks that bad on this page because it does look very rainbow, but there were some that it just did simply not work. So this is obviously the Target exclusive page. Very happy that I was just able to get full sets for those. And then this is a blooming version page. I got a lot of these Japan Fan Club Holo Pobs because in order to ensure that you get all the lucky draws from the Japan Fan Club rounds, considering he only had 2 versions, you had to buy like extras. So I got a lot of extras of these. And then this is one of the special gift PCs, the PVC card. And then this is one of the Weavers Global Pobs that I pulled a bunch of. And then Weavers album, these are the dupes that I got for having to buy enough albums to ensure you get all 3 for the Japanese lucky draws. And then this is once again the Japan Fan Club Heart Holo. These are the 2 Make Star lucky draws that came from having to buy all this stuff from the pop-up. And then as you can see, like I said, these are more of the regular global pobs that I pulled an exorbitant amount of over the white version of the card. But that's that page. And then we of course get into the full spreads of the album cards. So gorgeous. And then I have another one as well. It actually came out to the perfect number. It's honestly amazing how it ended up working out both times in a row, that had the exact amount I needed to put where I did and then still have enough to fill pages in my extension collection as well. It really doesn't get better than that. And then this page is obviously missing someone, but I expect there will be more dupes in my future. And then like I said, first of all, gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you can see, I'll try to hold those up. What this binder looks like, so beautiful. And then that's what the back looks like. And that will wrap up my extension collection for Muse. But that actually wraps up this video. I want to thank you for watching. I know it was a super, super long video, but I had so much fun filming it. I had so much fun setting it up. And I didn't even realize until I sat down to film it that this is basically his birthday video. I have so much love in my heart for this album, this era, and for Jimin. And obviously the only thing that would have made it better if he was actually here with us to promote. But I literally can't think about it too long about how sweet it is that he, and also obviously everyone else in BTS, just prepared so much for us while they were gone. Yeah, anyway, please let me know what you think about my Muse section, what you're doing for your Muse section, or anything else you would like to tell me in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. I know I normally don't make videos this long, but it had to be done. It had to be done for Jimin. Please leave a like if you did enjoy, and you can subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. Fun fact, the next video, I think I will finally be permanently reunited with my collection. I haven't been around my full collection since May of this year. So next video will be doing a huge update of all of the stuff that I've been hoarding in this city while my collection lives in another city. So there will be a big update coming your way. So subscribe if you want to see more. And otherwise, I hope you have a really good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Get the hell out.